Hi everybody, welcome back to the Desmo Works channel, and today we are on with the 848 heads. So I'm going to be breaking this video down into two videos. So the first video I'm going to be talking about how I strip the head down to its component form, and then in the second video I will reassemble the head and then do all the valve clearances so that the head is finished and ready to go. What I'm not going to show you in the in-between periods is just cleaning up the head, so get rid of the carbon and bits and pieces, because it's basically just a cleaning task and there's not much really to show in that process. So what have we got to do? Okay, so what do we need to do first? Right, first things first, let's get the cam cover off, and that will expose the journals that hold the cams in. Okay, so you can now see that we've got to the position where we can get the camshafts out. What we need to do is take out the journal bridges that sit there. So it's 4 bolts on each of these, and that will enable us to lift the cams out. Okay, so now we've got to the point where we can start stripping down all of the valve train. So we need to take out the opening arms first, then we're going to pop off all of the shims, opening and closing shims, drop the valves out, and then we'll take the closers out. Now first off, to get the arms out, we need to take these little caps off at the end of their galleries, and that will enable us access to the rocker pins. We can pull the pins out, and that enables us to then take out the actual arms themselves. So let's just do that. Okay, so that's the gallery caps out. I should point out that you've got copper washers on these. That's because these are an oil gallery, because there's a feed that goes through them to ensure that the rocker arms get oil at the back of on their internal faces there. Okay, so first things first, we need to get out the opening rocker pins. So let me just get the rocker pin slide hammer and we'll start taking those out. Okay, so slide hammer screws into the rocker pin, and then tap it out, run rocker pin, and that means we can take out the opener arm. Just put that together, put it in its own box. Let me do the same for the other openers. That's now exposed the valve shims, so let's take the opening shims off and then pop the closing shims off. Okay, so valves are now out, as are the shims and that. You'll notice that I lost a couple of the keepers. They were really stuck on the intake valve, so I need a little bit of force with a pointer to be able to get them off, and 2 of them shot away, but I'll be putting new ones in anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But it always just helps when you're rebuilding just to have them easily to hand. Okay, so that gets us down to the last operation with the heads, which is to take off the closing rockers. So similar to the opening rockers, we've opened up the galleries for the rocker pins. We just need to use a slide hammer to take those out again. So let me just show you this one first, and then I'll put the camera back into a slightly more elevated position. Slightly different construction to the early Tesla Strettas and the Desmo Quattro heads. There's this spacer piece that sits in the spring, so make sure you get that out as well. Okay, let's get the last three out. Okay, so that's the head fully stripped, so I can clean it. As you see, there's a lot of muck and debris. Need to get rid of the carbon. Well, that's quite light on the combustion chamber. Also clean out the exhaust and intakes, which are a bit dirty. We'll lap the valves in. I'll stick a card up for where I've done that in another video. And the main aim is to get the head stripped down so they can give it a good clean. As always, all the components are put in a tray so I know that they're all related to one another. Got the camshaft journal covers, camshaft cover, all the external bolts. So that is the horizontal head stripped down, and that's ready to be cleaned. What I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to do the vertical head as well and get them all ready, and then the next time that we come back it will be to reassemble the heads and do all the valve clearances. Okay, I think that's a wrap for this little short video. Okay, so there we have it, a nice little short video on how to strip down an 848 head. And that would be a pretty similar process for the 1098 range of heads and the 1198 heads as well. So the key piece, make sure you keep together everything as it's come apart, because it's just easier for when you put it back together that you know that you've got a matched set of components. And all I'm going to do, as I've said previously, that will now get cleaned off camera. Next time that we're back, we'll put it back together, do all the valve clearances, and I'll talk you through that process again for an 848 head. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, chuck us a like. Any questions or comments, please feel free to stick them down below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can with an answer. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more content to come on this project, the 748, and much more. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers then. Bye.